What's up, Facebook world? It's your girl, Mindy C, coming at you tonight on a Thursday night, making a quick and easy meal. Super duper simple. I am Mindy from Michigan. If you are live with me, you'll see that red live box right there. Right there. Drop me a 1, and if you're on the replay, say hi, hello, I missed you. I appreciate that also. So if you are just tuning in, we are making a Brussels sprout surprise. That's what I'm doing. And it's super simple. I'm just browning up right now. You can't see it, but I'm browning up 1 pound of beef. So ground beef. I'm cooking that, and I've got a pan going. We're going to need some cheese. We're going to need some heavy whipping cream. We're going to need some salt and pepper. Hey, Susan, how are you doing? Hey, Cheryl. Nice to see you. Hey, Joanne. Hey, Sally. So you'll need 4 cups of Brussels sprouts, and I cut them in half. So there's 4 cups. So if you're going to break it down and log it into your tracking system, so each person essentially is going to get 1 cup of Brussels sprouts, 4 ounces of beef, and a 4th cup of cheese, and a little bit of heavy whipping cream. So not too much. We're just going to make a simple cheese sauce, and you can do all kinds of things with this. You can put some onions in there, a little bit of onions if you like onions. Hey, Bill, how are you doing? Hey, Carrie, what's going on, girlfriend? I'm making Brussels sprout surprise. So I'm going to use a couple tablespoons of butter, and I'm going to get my Brussels sprouts going because we want to cook those a little bit. So if you like to eat crunchy Brussels sprouts, go for it. I like mine cooked just a little bit. So I'm going to put 2 tablespoons of butter in the pan. I've got some minced garlic. We're going to put some minced garlic. This burger is cooking like nobody's business right now. Got to make sure I stir it up so I don't. Hey, Deborah, how are you doing? Nice to see you. Hey, Barbara, how are you doing? Nice to see you. Nice to see you. So tonight is Brussels sprout surprise, you guys. I'm just taking a pound of burger and browning that up. And I'm not even going to bother seasoning it because we're going to put the seasonings in the Brussels sprout pan. And then we're going to make a simple cheese sauce, and then we are going to combine it all together. So that looks good. This burger looks like it's almost good. Almost done there. So I'm going to turn it down a little bit. There you go. Turn the burger down. Just getting that butter melted in there, and we are just going to pour in your 4 cups of Brussels sprouts. Hey, Carrie, how are you doing? Nice to see you. Hey, Rose, nice to see you on here. Oh, did I miss someone? Hey, Robert, how are you doing? Hey, Dana, nice to see you. All right, Brussels sprout surprise tonight. So I got a little bit of butter. I got 4 cups of Brussels sprouts cut in half. I'm also going to put some minced garlic in the pan so we can get some flavor. Hey, Julie, how are you doing? Hey, Madeline, nice to see you. I love Brussels sprouts too, Carrie. I never used to, but I do. I'm going to put a couple tablespoons of garlic in there. So you can put as much garlic in there as you want. I'm putting 2 tablespoons. So super duper easy. Some butter, some Brussels, and some garlic. And then, of course, we need a little bit of salt and pepper. We're going to put that, boom, put a little more salt. So I'm using pink Himalayan salt, so that's got 84 minerals in it, so pink Himalayan salt is a good thing to use. I'm also going to sprinkle a little bit of paprika on my Brussels sprouts. Let me get this going. So you can put as much as you want. I'm just going to kind of coat the top layer of the Brussels sprouts. So I've got a pound of beef ground up. It's browning up right now. Got some Brussels, some butter, some garlic, some paprika, and I'm also going to use some oregano in there. So some dried oregano. Hey, Sharon, how are you doing? Hey, Kathy, nice to see you on here. So I'm making a Brussels sprout surprise tonight. It's not really a surprise, but I'm calling it a surprise. So we're going to use like a cheese sauce, Brussels sprouts that have been seasoned with paprika, salt and pepper. Let me get a spoon so I can stir these Brussels sprouts up. And then Brussels sprouts cook fairly fast, so it shouldn't be too long. The ground beef is done. I'll have to drain the grease out of that. So you want to drain your grease out of your burger. There we go. Let me turn the heat up a little bit. I got to turn the heat up a little bit. What kind of vinegar? I don't use balsamic vinegar because it's got carbs in it. So I usually just stick to white vinegar or apple cider vinegar. So I do like balsamic vinegar, but it's got carbs in it. So I just choose to spend my carbs somewhere else. Hey Tamara, how are you doing? Try a little vinegar in my Brussels sprouts. Is that what you're telling me? Put some. My grandma used to can some Brussels sprouts now, and they were good, actually. So I'm not going to turn my nose up. But is that what you're talking about? Vinegar in my Brussels sprouts? Well, I'll try it. You know, I guess when you get older, you try things. When you're a kid, you turn your nose up. So we'll try it. We'll try it. Let me see who I got. Hey, Tammy. Nice to see you on here. Hey, Lynn Campbell. Hey, Vicky Smith. Hey, how are you doing? Nice to see you. Hey, Mary, how are you doing? Making some Brussels sprouts. Surprise tonight. So I got some ground beef. I'm going to drain this beef, and then we'll put it back in the pan. Hold on a second. Let me drain that beef right out. There we go. Brussels sprouts are starting to sizzle. Hey, Debbie, how are you doing? Hey, Steven, nice to see you. Oh, vinegar on top. Okay, well, we can try that one time. Vinegar on my Brussels sprouts. There we go. I'm just going to put the hamburger is done. I'm just going to wait for these Brussels to cook a little bit. So you just want to brown them up to your liking. Hey, Ashley, how are you doing? Hey, Cousin Kelly, nice to see you. Hey, Betty, nice to see you. Hey, Ashley, nice to see you. Hi, Debbie, nice to see you on here. Some Brussels sprout surprise tonight. So I just took some butter, some Brussels. I've got 4 cups of Brussels here. They're already cut in half. I cut them in half. A little bit of butter, a little bit of paprika, a little bit of garlic, a little bit of oregano, a little bit of salt and pepper. So that's the Brussels consistency. So let's get the cheese sauce too. Let me turn that on. So I'm just doing a quick cheese sauce, you guys. Super duper easy. I'm going to use a 1/2 cup of heavy whipping cream. And then I'm going to use about 1 cup of shredded, I'm using Monterey Jack tonight. So you can use whatever flavor of cheese that you love the best. So I might have to add, I'm going to add a little bit of garlic olive oil in here because I just want a little bit more. Extra fat. So a little bit extra garlic oil. There we go. So now we're making the cheese sauce. I'm going to pour 1/2 cup into my saucepan back here. I've got 3 pans going here. Let me turn that burger off. And then we're just going to warm up that heavy whipping cream. And then I'm going to put the cheese in there. And then we are going to put it all together. We just want to get these Brussels sprouts cooked down a little bit. So I don't want them completely crunchy. Woo! Oh, let me see. Oh, I'm missing a whole bunch of. Hey, Cherry, how are you doing? Hey, Tracy, nice to see you. Oh, you have a stove like this, Sharon? I kind of want a gas one. Like, I'm kind of over the electric stove, this flat top thing. You always got to wipe it down. It gets dirty really easy. I kind of want to just go back to, like, a gas stove. I wouldn't mind doing that at all. But this one works. It's a nice stove, but I kind of like a gas stove better. Easier cleanup. I love Brussels sprouts too. They are my favorite. Hey Rachel, how are you doing? Hey Don. Hey Don. Hey Amanda, how are you doing? Hey Michelle. Vinegar, just plain vinegar on Brussels sprouts, you guys. So just like cook your Brussels sprouts and then pour some vinegar. Is that what you do, or do you put vinegar on them when they're cold? I don't know. What do you guys? You gotta cook them first, or you put them on when they're raw? Woo! I'm going to put a little more. They're taking all my oil. These Brussels are taking all my oil. So I'm going to put a little more garlic oil in there. Maybe a tablespoon. And then I'm going to pour my cheese into that heavy whipping cream. And that is we're going to stir that up. So I am going to now put the pound of burger right in my Brussels sprouts. Right there, and now I just have to wait for that cheese sauce to melt really nice. and get it all smooth. And then we're going to, so this is going to serve 4 people, you guys. So essentially you're going to get a cup of Brussels sprouts. You're going to get 4 ounces of meat. You're going to get a quarter cup of cheddar cheese. And that's it. That's how you would log it. 4 ounces of ground beef, 1 cup of Brussels sprouts, and 1/4 cup of cheese. And probably I would say, what do we got? 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So a tablespoon each for the heavy whipping cream, because there's 2 tablespoons per person. So there's 8 tablespoons and a half cup. So divide that into 4, that's 2. So 2 tablespoons of heavy whipping cream, 1/4 cup of cheese, 4 ounces of ground beef, and 1 cup of Brussels sprouts. That's how you would log it if you're logging a tracking device. All right, let me turn that down. That's why we got to turn that heat down a little bit, because this heat's going. That's why I got the heat up too high. Wasn't even paying attention. Oh, this is going to be so good. This is going to be... Hey, Angie, how are you doing? Thanks, Don. Oh, I'm glad I'm watching the time, because I had like 30 minutes. And I'm like, I hope I don't go over my time limit. So I'm doing good. We just got to wait for this cheese. So I'm going to switch burners so I can bring the cheese, because it's a bigger burner. So let me just put that pan right there. I'm just going to switch this over real quick. We're going to get this cheese so I can stir it up real nice. So 1 cup of cheese, a 1/2 cup of heavy whipping cream. And if you wanted to add some spice to it, you could do that. But the spices are in the pan, the garlic and the salt and pepper. And then when you taste it, if you want more salt and pepper, go ahead and add it. So, hey Marlene, how are you doing? Hey Darlene, nice to see you. Hey Amanda, nice to see you. Hey Christine, hey Sally, nice to see you on here. Making a Brussels sprout surprise, which it's really ground beef, Brussels sprouts, and cheese sauce. So that's kind of like a good surprise if you ask me. So there we go. The cheese sauce is melted. Again, 1 cup of cheese and a 1/2 cup of heavy whipping cream. Super duper easy. I'm going to turn that burner off. Now we are going to bring that Brussels sprouts back over, and we are going to pour this cheese sauce all in the pan like that. Bam! This is going to be delicious. And let that cook in there a little bit. Stir it up. I love we used to have a gas stove too, Sally, when I was growing up. So I kind of partial to that a little bit, that gas stove. I like that a lot. Hey Elisa, how are you doing? Hey Cinda, nice to see you on here. Making a Brussels sprout surprise, super duper easy. Brown that 1 pound of ground beef. This is going to serve 4. You are going to take Brussels sprouts and cut them in half until you get to 4 cups. And you're going to have a cup of cheddar cheese. You're going to have a 1/2 cup of heavy whipping cream, some salt, some pepper, a little bit of paprika, and a little bit of oregano, and some garlic and butter. A little bit. And I put a little bit of extra oil in mine, so that's optional. I had my burner up, so it was soaking up all the oil, so that's completely optional. But I'll log a couple extra tablespoons of olive oil for my fat. So there it is, you guys. This is it. This looks absolutely delicious. So let's get this. We don't even need to. I'm just going to show you in the pan. You can probably see it already, but let me grab another pot holder here so I don't burn my hands. So I'll get my handy dandy gloves out here. Oops. All right, I'm going to try that vinegar thing, you guys. I'm going to trust you. I'll definitely try that. Hey, Marianne, how are you doing? Hey, Bobby, how are you doing? Hey, Arinda, how are you doing? Nice to see you. Oh, my God, I'm so behind. Hey, Christy, nice to see you. So here it is, you guys. Now I got to get my spoon because I want to stir it up one more time. So this is ground beef, some spices, some Brussels sprouts, and a cheese sauce, you guys. That's simple. That's simple. So that was 20 minutes. So that took me 20 minutes, and I did everything. I didn't have any. I just had the Brussels sprouts cut, but I did everything. So this was a 20-minute meal right there. So there you go. Brussels sprout surprise. Surprise! Hey, Christina, how are you doing? Thank you so much, Cindy. I appreciate that. So I got technically 10 minutes before I have to be to my work meeting. So I'm going to try to scarf some of this down. I hope you guys are having a wonderful Thursday night. Thank you for tuning in. Again, my name's Mindy from Michigan, and have a good night, you guys. Bye. Yeah, I'll put the recipe up, Arenda. I'll totally. Thank you for sharing, Christina. I appreciate you. Hey, Gail, how are you doing? Hey, Angie. Bye, guys.